Repossession. Video. You got the most ignorant draft class in the NBA in NBA history. Can you get that out? Let's get into it.
Man, you only played 29 games last year, and you missed the season before that. And I've been wondering what the hell is taking you so long to get
Zion
out.
Williamson.
Well, now I know.
For Ja Morant, now under investigation. The
This
league
is a
launching that
degenerate
probe
draft
after
class,
the
I'm not gonna
Memphis
lie to you.
Grizzlies point guard appeared to display a gun on Instagram Live.
You don't get more degenerate than Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. I forgot about this too. Jaxon
In
Hayes
my
was in this draft
experience, the
class.
worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete.
200K?
Prior to the 2019 NBA draft,
I'm
the
sick!
hype surrounding this draft
That's a
class
month.
led by Zion Williamson and Ja Morant was extraordinary, and with good reason.
But make sure the
In the
subscribe
case
button
of
up.
Ja
Before it's not
Morant,
subscribed,
he would
put your
prove
subscribe
to
button up
further
without.
exceed the sky-high expectations put on him, and his swift rise to stardom quickly caught the attention of the NBA world. As for Zion Williamson, despite showing glimpses of Shaq-like dominance, his inability to stay healthy drew question marks that outweighed his talent. Regardless, the pair would soon become household names and acquire near-max contracts. However, their rise to basketball fandom was short-lived, and their careers would seemingly crash and burn as a result of
beautiful.
nothing but their own actions.
Hey, beautiful.
In this draft
Oh,
class,
God.
outside of Zion and Ja, this class had other prospects that saw themselves not unfamiliar to controversy that may have been forgotten. Drafted at 8th by the Hawks, later traded to the
Was Miles
Pelicans,
Bridges not in this draft
Zion's
class?
teammate Jaxon Hayes would later see himself involved in serious domestic abuse allegations and arrested by police. And 12th pick PJ Washington would be involved in a controversial incident within his personal life that would gain widespread virality. But how did this happen? How did within only 4 years see multiple top prospects of this draft class gain widespread notoriety for not their basketball ability, but rather baby mama drama, issues with the police, and flexing firearms? These are the questions we'll be answering in this breakdown of the controversies of the 2019 NBA draft class. Welcome to Sportsphere. Let's get into it.
Then the Hornets low-key just have some demons
To
on their
begin,
team.
we have the
I'm not gonna
12th
lie.
pick of the 2019 NBA
Well, actually,
draft,
you can't even say
PJ
that.
Washington. And as
Miles
you
Bridges
probably
is.
know, he would have a high-profile
That's what I
relationship with
will
the
say.
infamous Birtanny Renner, who would allegedly trap him into having a baby with her in 2021.
You didn't
The
get
Renner
trapped.
and
You
Washington
got
relationship
swindled.
began during PJ's
He's a
college
fool.
years, playing for the Kentucky Wildcats in 2017. Back then, the 26-year-old Renner formed a connection with the 19-year-old PJ and frequently attended his college games. However, their relationship took a different path a few years later, prompting PJ to reveal his true feelings about it on Twitter in late July 2021, shortly after the birth of their child. PJ Washington would claim in a tweet, saying that, "You were faking it all along," clearly referring to his relationship with Birtanny Renner. In response, Renner would send this exact voice message that she later aired out on an episode with DJ Vlad.
I will air this bitch the fuck out. Delete the fucking tweet.
In that same interview, Renner openly confessed to her toxic behavior during their relationship.
I'm gonna be honest.
So she
with you.
didn't really
I
like
was-
him, and basically what he's saying is she didn't really like him. All she wanted was to have a baby by him so that she can get the bag for 18 years.
To her toxic behavior during their relationship.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was very toxic.
This sentiment resonated strongly within the NBA and hip-hop communities once details about their involvement became public. It would later be revealed that as a result of their newborn child, Washington was apparently legally obligated to pay $200,000 per month in child support to Renner.
Sick to my fucking stomach.
Although both PJ and Renner would later dispel these rumors, this news would still make national headlines and stir discussion regarding the ethics surrounding the situation and Renner's actions, especially after this video of Renner came to light. Listen closely.
In my experience, the worst people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, I mean, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
However, to be fair, PJ is not entirely blameless in this situation. The truth is, had he truly understood Birtanny Renner's character, he could have avoided these circumstances. Renner rose to fame in 2013 through a series of fitness videos, and subsequently became a well-known Instagram model, which led her into a series of short-lived relationships with various rappers, athletes, and other notable personalities.
So,
In 2018, 5 years later, Birtanny Renner published a book called Judge This Cover, where she revealed her childhood traumas, past relationships, and intimate encounters with numerous well-known celebrities of today. The truth is, if PJ had delved into Brittany Renner's past, he would have realized that she was likely not the kind of person suitable for a long-term relationship, let alone a good prospect to become the mother of his child.
Yeah,
however, perhaps driven by desire, Washington disregarded all warning signs and made a decision he will likely regret for the remainder of his life.
Well, you can't say that. He did.
Now, shifting our focus
can't say
from
all that,
PJ Washington,
you know,
let's turn our attention to Jaxon Hayes, the
he
8th pick of the
probably does love
2019
his
NBA
kid,
draft.
you know what I'm saying? So he probably won't
Regretfully,
regret it.
Hayes later involved
kinda
himself
harsh
in
to
a
see
series of
regrets that.
alleged violent acts 2 years later that he would likely come to regret. Born into an athletic family in 2000, Hayes quickly gained a reputation as an exceptional rim finisher during his high school years. This skill translated into highly efficient performances during his freshman season at the University of Texas. Following his successful year, he decided to enter the NBA draft and was initially chosen by the Atlanta Hawks as the 8th pick before being traded to the Pelicans. Unfortunately, Hayes didn't receive significant playing time despite occasionally showcasing his impressive athleticism through
He's
eye-catching
athletic, that's about
dunks
it.
and blocks. Factors like his slim build and other considerations contributed to him spending most of his time on the bench for the Pelicans. However, it was an incident in mid-2021 that brought Hayes more attention than his NBA career had garnered, but for all the wrong reasons. In the early hours of July 28, 2021,
This was a long time
Jaxon
ago. It
Hayes'
doesn't feel that
residence
long
was
ago.
raided by the police following serious allegations of domestic violence made by his partner during a phone call to the police.
New Orleans Pelicans center Jaxon Hayes is facing charges after being arrested by the LAPD. It happened yesterday during a domestic violence call.
Following his arrest, the altercation with the police left Hayes with minor injuries, requiring hospitalization before being taken to the police station.
Damn.
The incident, captured on police body cam footage, prompted an investigation into whether excessive force was used during Hayes' arrest. However, the public never received information about the investigation's findings.
They got a little blood on
Initially,
him.
Hayes faced a total of 12 misdemeanor charges, including 3 counts of causing bodily harm to a spouse, 2 counts of domestic battery, 1 count of assaulting an officer,
Damn.
1 count of false imprisonment,
Damn.
3 counts of vandalism,
Damn.
1 count of aggravated trespassing,
Damn.
and 1 count of resisting arrest.
Damn.
While several of these misdemeanors were eventually dropped, approximately a year later in June 2022, Hayes received an official sentencing of 3 years of probation, 450 hours of community service, and a mandatory participation in weekly domestic violence classes. July 28, 2021 would later prove to be a regretful day for Hayes, where till this day he still faces the consequence for his actions. Moving on to the more well-known story regarding the second overall
Morant.
pick in the 2019 draft, Ja Morant. As you probably know, Ja would involve himself in a series of concerning incidents,
Plenty.
beginning with the red laser incident, involving the Indiana Pacers in February 2023. During a home game against the Indiana Pacers in early 2023,
Chris Duarte.
tensions escalated between Morant and Pacers player Chris Duarte in the third quarter. This led to a heated exchange of words and physical pushing. Ja's father T and his friend Devontae Pack, identified as spectators, confronted the Pacers bench and
Devontae Pack is a menace. Devontae Pack is a menace to society. Lock him up. Keep him away from the people. Lock him up. Keep him away from the people.
allegedly made verbal threats. As a result, Devontae Pack was escorted out of the arena by security and later banned for a year.
Damn.
After the game, friends of Morant allegedly confronted members of the Pacers' traveling party near their team bus. The Pacers reported a red laser pointed at them from a slow-moving SUV carrying Morant, but no weapon was confirmed in the NBA investigation. A few weeks later, on March 1st, 2023, the Washington Post would break news of 2 separate
that's
incidents
lying
that would bring
shit.
further questions surrounding Ja's character. The first incident occurred during a pickup basketball game at Morant's residence a while back, where an apparent physical altercation occurred. Morant was
What do you
accused
mean
of
his
assault.
character? If he punched the rumor was he's a 17-year-old kid. You know there's some big-ass 17-year-old kids who look grown as hell. If a big-ass 17-year-old kid who looks grown as hell wants to fight me, I'm punching him. It's simple. It's simple. I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. If he's 17 and looks big as hell, I'm punching him back. What?
assaulting a 17-year-old
My house?
and flashed a gun from his pants. He argued it was self-defense, claiming the teenager had threatened to return and cause harm. And Morant's agent would later deny the allegations as unsubstantiated rumors. Another accusation would emerge in the same article, involving Morant's mother and a dispute with a store employee at a local mall.
And this one's crazy.
Morant was apparently called up by his mother and later arrived at the mall with 9 friends. Allegedly, Morant and his friends threatened the security guard and harassed him after his shift, leading to a filed police report. However, no arrests were made.
10 deep.
By this point, Morant's troublesome behavior slowly built him a controversial reputation among the NBA community. These allegations, coupled with his lifestyle, heavily suggested that he was embracing a wannabe gangsta persona. At this point, although the obvious sensible decision would be to lay low and allow this media storm to pass, Ja would go on to do the exact opposite.
He said, "Nah, I'm sure."
As we know, on March 14th, 2023, Ja would go on his Instagram Live and flex what appeared to be a firearm while attending a strip club in Denver. He swiftly issued a public apology for his actions, but the timing seemed extremely rushed, and later proved to indeed be short-lived. Unsurprisingly, a few months later, he once again showcased a firearm on his friend's Instagram Live.
But you can't even make this stuff
Consequently,
up,
he received
this
an
is like
8-game
movie
suspension for
behavior. This
the
is like
initial
movie
incident,
behavior.
followed by a 25-game suspension for the second. The series of troubling allegations and incidents raised significant concerns about Ja's influences around him, potential alcohol addiction, and mental health issues.
Alcohol
Considering
addiction?
he recently signed a nearly $200 million contract, the media showed sympathy towards Ja's situation, acknowledging him as a young player already deemed as a superstar, who had too much money and influence to know what to do with. However, Ja must now face the repercussions of his actions and will miss a substantial portion of the season. Hopefully this serves as a reminder for him to receive proper guidance, reflect, and adopt a
How many
lifestyle
kids
more
does he
aligned to
have?
the one that initially propelled him to his current position. As for the
Now we
number
got
one
the
pick
big-
of the
the
2019 NBA
the
draft,
big boy right
Zion
here.
Williamson, who was previously hailed as the best prospect since LeBron, has had a disappointing career so far.
But I forgot
and
about
recent
that.
events shed light on the reasons behind
Hey,
it.
beautiful.
Despite his on-court success,
He's a
Zion has missed a
cornball, bro.
significant number
Bro,
of games,
Zion Williamson is a
sitting out in a
cornball.
shocking 188 out of a possible 302 games in his first 4 seasons. Over the years, it's become increasingly clear that his recurring injuries can be attributed to his inability to maintain a healthy weight, suggesting a lack of discipline or lack of motivation of playing basketball.
Oh my-
To add to the turmoil,
Brother, fucking hell.
suggesting a lack of
looks
discipline
huge.
or lack of motivation
Damn.
playing basketball.
He looks like he's a
To
deep
add to the
tackle,
turmoil,
bro.
in early June, news broke out, revealing that Zion impregnated a stripper, which later led to another figure in the sector.
Are you shitting me? The other girl's a stripper. Oh my gosh, brother here is down bad. Bro. But this just shows you, like, it doesn't matter if you have money. Some dudes still are not gonna get it. Like, they're still not gonna bag the right ones, bro. They still aren't. It shows. Even if you have money, there's still gonna be cornballs like Zion Williamson who bag these type of girls. You tell me you have all this money and you're gonna go out and you're gonna bag a stripper and a porn star. You're in the NBA, you're one of the top up and coming stars, and you're gonna impregnate a stripper and have ongoing relationship with a porn star.
Out, revealing that Zion impregnated a stripper, which later led to another figure in the sex industry, adult actress Mariah Mills, to expose the relationship out of apparent jealousy of the stripper. Mills made numerous claims and attacks about Zion's weight and alleged sex addiction, also sharing screenshots of substantial monetary transfers from Zion to her bank account, totaling close to 6 figures. Mills would unrelentingly shade Zion and expose more parts of their intimate life, before later threatening to expose a sex tape of her and Zion. Although she was later banned from Twitter for making these threats, the details she revealed of her personal involvement with Zion shed light on his true priorities. And it sadly appears that Zion's passion for basketball may be
can't believe she
long
got his
gone,
name tatted.
especially
She's a
considering he has
crazy
already
hoe.
reaped the financial rewards of a near $200 million max contract. As a result, all we see now is an undisciplined Zion Williamson that can barely even see the basketball court, and with no one to blame but himself. In the short 4 years that followed the 2019 NBA draft class entering the NBA, we would see multiple top picks be involved in some of the most unbelievable and ridiculous incidents reported in sports media. As a result, these
Zion
events would
and,
gain
I'm
widespread
not gonna lie,
attention
Zion
that
and
would
Ja
largely
lead the pack.
overshadow any
It
achievements
is
they
not
had
even
on the
close.
basketball court. These young players' experiences serve as a testament to their lack of maturity and expose the challenges of young, wealthy men navigating a lifestyle beyond the reach of the average person. PJ Washington found himself regretting having a child with a promiscuous woman with an infamous reputation, while Jaxon Hayes to this day faces punishment following a string of emotional outbursts made on one forgettable night. The Grizzlies star Ja Morant would later see himself absent from his team for 25 games after a series of lapses in judgment, largely tarnishing his reputation as an NBA superstar. Not to mention,
He'll be
the
alright.
once acclaimed generation prospect in Zion Williamson
This nigga really came out
would
with a
recently
crutch.
have his dirty laundry exposed to the world, unveiling his lack of passion for the game of basketball itself, rather an affinity to the lifestyle that it provides. Overall, the talented 2019 NBA draft class has headlined numerous top picks, who have shown some extremely questionable behavior to say the least, making it one of the most idiotic draft classes in NBA history.
Tyler Hero's
With
in
their
that
short
class.
careers already marked by significant controversies, it will be interesting to see whether they learn from
Hey, but anyways, bet you like, subscribe, comment at you next. Deuces.